afternoon, I'm Faye. A British cruise ship passenger is in intensive care in South Africa after contracting hantavirus, a rare infection that mostly spreads through infected rodents' urine or faeces. 3 Dutch passengers from the cruise ship have died and 2 crew members are in need of urgent medical care. The ship, on a cruise across the Atlantic from Argentina, is now docked off Cape Verde. Saba Chowdhury has the story.
An adventure cruise cut short by a deadly outbreak, one described as a serious medical situation. On board the MV Hondius as it journeyed from Argentina to Cape Verde. 3 people have died, including an elderly Dutch couple and a German national. The suspected cause, a rare infection known as hantavirus.
It has a fatality rate of around 40%, which is actually quite high. The incubation period of this infection is 1 to 8 weeks, and people are likely to have picked that up from infected rodent droppings. So given that 1 to 8 week time frame, it means that people are probably or possibly carrying the infection without knowing it.
While further cases are yet to be confirmed, up to 150 tourists remain on board, under close monitoring. Currently, 3 other passengers are known to be unwell, 2 of whom remain on board, while 1, a British tourist, is being treated in intensive care in Johannesburg.
Often the first symptoms are flu-like, fever, headache, aching muscles and joints. It's only later when you get hemorrhage or you get severe respiratory involvement that it becomes very serious.
23 British people are on board, including 19 tourists and 4 members of crew. And the Foreign Office have said they stand ready to support British nationals if needed. Saba Chowdhury, ITV News.
The US has denied a claim made by the state media in Iran that an American warship was hit by 2 Iranian missiles as it was trying to enter the Strait of Hormuz. Well, earlier, President Trump said the US would begin to guide ships safely out of the crucial shipping route. Well, Jake Robson is here now. Jake, what is the latest on this?
Yes, news of this strike has been reaching us this afternoon, but let's take a look back at the last 12 hours or so. The strait, of course, has been closed since around the 28th of February. That's led to a surge in global prices, particularly in that of oil. So overnight, President Trump launched what was called Project Freedom in a bid to try and get some of the stuck ships out. He's taken to Truth Social to say this is a humanitarian gesture on behalf of the United States, Middle Eastern countries, but in particular Iran. He says many of these ships are running low on food and everything else necessary for crews to stay on board in a healthy and sanitary manner. He goes on to say, if in any way this humanitarian process is interfered with, that interference will unfortunately have to be dealt with forcefully. Well, Iran has hit back, calling the Post delusional, saying that any American interference would be a violation of the ceasefire deal. And now, this afternoon, as you say, Faye, Iran's military is claiming to have made good on its promise of retaliation by claiming to have fired 2 missiles at a US warship. Washington, though, denies that any vessels were struck. One thing's for sure, that certainty with an estimated 20,000 seafarers on the around 2,000 ships, a resolution is needed quickly.
Okay, indeed, Jake, thank you. So Keir Starmer's begun negotiations for the UK to take part in an EU technology investment fund. The Prime Minister arrived at a gathering of EU leaders in Armenia earlier today, where he's working to deepen defence ties with the European Union. The former mayor of New York, Rudy Giuliani, is in a critical but stable condition, according to his spokesperson. The longtime supporter of Donald Trump was admitted to hospital yesterday, but no details of his illness have been released. Tens of thousands of cancer patients are to benefit from a rapid new immunotherapy jab on the NHS in England. Experts say the injection can treat more than a dozen different cancers and could free up capacity for clinical teams to care for others. And the pictures we've just seen there is Princess Eugenie and her husband have announced they're expecting their 3rd child. The couple shared the news on social media with the post there. The new arrival will be 15th in line to the throne and is due later this summer. Now a party is underway on the streets of Coventry this lunchtime as the city's footballers celebrate their return to the Premier League. An open-top bus parade is currently underway. Our sports correspondent Dan Salisbury-Jones is there and sent this from the bus.
Up to 250,000 people out on the streets of Coventry today to celebrate their promotion to the Premier League. They've been through so many dark times, the football club down to League 2, almost run out of business, but now back in the Premier League, and this city is celebrating today. It's going down the western side, the parade, the players are on a bus just behind us. A parade through the western side of the city rather than the city centre, going past people's front doors to take it right to the heart of the community. And later there will be a festival with artists like Tom Grennan and The Enemy, who have links to Coventry City Football Club. But this is a day where this city has painted itself sky blue for the world to see.
There aren't the words to describe it. It's just the most incredible thing ever.
The fact that it's going to bring a lot more now to the city. So this is exactly what we want. And yeah, looking forward to all the big games as well.
And I was around when they got relegated 25 years ago, and to be able to see this with my son, who's only 19, them going back up again, it's amazing.
Coventry fans are ending that report from Dan Salisbury-Jones. Now, finally, Snooker could have its second consecutive Chinese world champion later today. Wu Yize leads by 10 frames to 8 against Sean Murphy at the Crucible and could become the second youngest champion in the sport's history. That's all for now. Your next update is just after 6 o'clock. Until then, have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.